Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and I am back on Second Life. Now this is the start of my Star Wars roleplay series. However, this video is going to be focusing on preparation and a tour of the sim that I'll be roleplaying in. So there won't be any actual roleplay in this video, heads up. So first things first. Since I last played, I've wanted to make a new character to bring here, and it turns out I owned an account called Pauleh. This was when they started using single names, so I've switched over to him, and I've got him spruced up because he had nothing on him. And yeah, this is him, all mesh, so this is like the new system that everyone's using now. He looks a bit fresh-faced, I realise that, but over time, you know, we'll add little bits and pieces to him, scars, bumps, bruises, tattoos, you know, all sorts. And I think it will work quite well. Now, I have a nice little sci-fi casual jacket. I believe that was from Shoes Mesh. If you decide to play Second Life and you're after sci-fi gear, check out that place. It's quite fantastic. Now, the only reason I'm talking about this is because if you're new to Second Life, which I imagine quite a few of you will be if you watch this video, some other things I've actually picked up, such as my animation override. So this is like the default walk and run. Not very pretty, but if I turn this bad boy on, you know, my character gets a decent run and a realistic walk. At least, well, there's one with hands in his pockets, but yeah, it changes up. So, and that adds a bunch of animations for sitting down, talking, that type of thing, which I can use. Now, next, this character. You can ignore the OOC tag above his head. I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I haven't got a name for him yet. I need to come up with my backstory for this roleplay. Now, it's my intention to have this character join the Jedi Order because I'm very rusty at roleplay and I'm not very good in general. So what I would like to do is do something that I know the basics of and can sort of ease into and get practice. And I'm thinking the Jedi is an excellent place to start, because they have their own little roleplay and you don't have to interact with others that much in terms of where you get into conflicts right away. So it's a pretty good starting point. And what I like about this sim, this roleplay, is that it uses a system, I believe, called Star Wars Tactics. It's a HUD. It's basically like a... I'm not sure how to explain it. It's like a mix of a database slash combat system, which involves dice and initiate checks, things like that. I'm not very familiar with any of that, but what it means is that there's no way someone can come on here and become overpowered. Can't be the returning Sith Emperor from such and such region of the Dark Galaxy. You know, you've got to work your way up the ranks. So if I join as a Jedi, I'm going to be the lowest rank, and it's going to take a good few months of coming here and role-playing to actually increase that, to go from, you know, I think it's about a month from Jedi Initiate to Padawan to eventually you can become a Jedi Knight and so on. And this is, each group has their own system, but overall it is something you have to work on over time to actually get ranked up. And I only know about the Jedi stuff at the moment because I've been researching it, but they have a bunch of, like, you know, checklist requirements of things you've got to complete. You know, get your own crystal, be trained by a master, show an understanding for the fundamentals and basics. And, you know, that's pretty interesting to me, and I'm going to show all that off in one of the future videos. But yeah, I figure this is a good way to start off as a Jedi. But before I can do that, I'll have to apply to see if they'll even let me join the Jedi Order. But before I can do any of that, my character needs some love. He needs a backstory. He needs a name. Now, the name I'm thinking about using is Xantol. It is the name of my Jedi Sentinel from Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's not a Star Wars character from as far as I know. I was originally going to use Angrel, which I use in most games I play as, wherever I can name a character, as most of you know already. But since Angel is also a Sith Lord from the Old Republic era, and they do ask that you don't use character names, I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. And I figure that if I ever become a Sith later on, I can always change my name, you know what I mean? So, no, and in terms of becoming a Sith, I figured that if I start off as Jedi, I always have the option of falling to the dark side later on if I ever want to change anything up and try some different roleplay. Anyway, I am pretty committed though about being a Jedi at the moment, so I'm really looking forward to that. But as I said, trying to come up with a backstory for this guy, so I'm after ideas from you lot. If you have any suggestions on what would be cool for this character, possibly calling him Xantal, I'm not sure. If anyone's got any better suggestions, let me know. I also need some things on where does he come from, which planet was he born on, what was his previous trade, things like that, any strengths or weaknesses that we can come up with. Because I'm not very good when it comes up to thinking about weaknesses for a character, so anything that might be kind of cool, quirky, that I could use, feel free to let me know. And I'll see if it works well, and I'll probably throw it in there. Because I mean, I'm looking to come into this as just a regular person. The last time I ever did any Star Wars roleplay, I was roleplaying as a Sith Lord, and because it used like a freeform combat where you actually fought other people, I was actually pretty good at it, which ended up making me like the top Sith on the sim I was playing on at the time. So right away I was already very, very powerful, and it was okay, but my character was pretty flat. It was a case of just walk in, look mean, fight when need to, and that's it, and walk away. It was very basic stuff. I'd like to do something a bit more, you know, deeper, more meaningful, a bit more complex on this character. Anyway, I can go on and on about all this, but anyway, you know what I'm after. I'll probably leave some things in the description of this video on what I'm actually looking for. Anyway, let's move on to the tour of this sim. This sim is Coruscant. Now, this belongs to the Star Wars Legacies 4D, as it's tagged, 4th dimension, and this sim actually contains a few places, which we'll show you. But if you happen to come onto Second Life and you walk in through this doorway, you'll get this menu pop up, a greeter, and if you click this thing here, OOC tag, out of character, means you can wear it and then go down to where everything's happening, have a walk around, watch some roleplay, and you know, as long as you don't interact with anyone, make sure you read the rules if you come here, but you get to go and check it all out, which is pretty cool, which is what we're going to do now. Now, one thing I would like to point out before I start this, the tour for this sim, at the time of me recording this, I noticed they're actually moving stuff to a new sort of entry hub, which is going to be down here, and it's pretty well going to be the same as far as I can tell. It's just a bit more cleaner, a bit brighter, a bit more spaced out. The builders here are doing a fantastic job. Props to them, because I know that building stuff for sims and whatnot isn't easy. But I have a feeling that if you do start fresh, you'll start here, if this hasn't been updated by the time my video's out at least. And then, you know, you'll come into here, you've got all your information on the left, you can click these signs, they're the rules and so on. You got the vendor area here where you can look around and buy weapons and armor and outfits and so on. And I just want to point out, if anyone uses, want to be a bounty hunter or someone who uses weapons, or you just want a cool looking Star Wars weapon, then head over to this vendor here, Silverhawk Company. It's actually ran by a friend of mine who I knew from several years ago, who's still at it, and he actually makes some really high quality bits and pieces for Star Wars, so check that out. Anyway, when you're done, you'll just travel through here to the telehub, and you'll be able to travel to wherever you need to go. So yeah, this is all a work in progress, I imagine. But yeah, anyway, for now though, we have this place, and all the information's here on the walls of the different factions. You've got a whole bunch of unaffiliated places, Mandalorians, different Jedi enclaves, various crime factions, the Empire, the Resistance, and the Jedi Order. Now I want to point out that the time frame, I'm not entirely sure what the time frame is for this place, or at least I know what it is, I just forgot the name for it. I think it's Legacies era, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you can find that out easy when you come here. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a look around. So, I actually need to go this way. So what we'll do, we'll come down here and we'll pick where we want to go. First place I'll show you is, of course, Coruscant, that being the main area for this sim. And it's basically the lower sections of Coruscant, the gritty bowels, and where all the unpleasantness happens, which is where most of our roleplay will probably take place. So if you're new to Second Life and you have no clue what you're looking at, well, basically people have made everything you see on my screen at the moment, and every object, every surface has been textured by someone. But the way Second Life does it is that it will all load in pretty slowly. So you'll see meshes that haven't got a very good level of detail, like change and stuff as I get closer, or textures load in as I get closer and give them a chance to load, like so. So you just got to sort of, you know, bear with it and you'll get used to it. So this is Lower Coruscant. Now this place is pretty big, and I've got my OOC tag on so I can walk around no problems at all. They've got all these little different shops and whatnot spread around, little areas where I imagine you can go roleplay. And I guess it's a med center. All the Bacta tanks back here, I believe. Yes, there you go. You can see this is all like how it all looks really, but you don't need to see that. So I'm just going to run around and try and show you a few different places. But the atmosphere here is pretty great. I like it. I'm not entirely sure what all these shops are. I believe this is some sort of delivery company maybe. Well, I'm not sure. And I like this here, this little not cantina, but little food place. I swear to God, this is the design they used for, if you ever played Star Wars Galaxies, this was where you went to repair your vehicles, like it was the garage. But, yeah. Some troopers here, little command room. So, in Lower Coruscant, there is a Imperial Base set up somewhere. Let me just see if I can bring up my mini-map. Just see where everyone is so I can show you guys briefly. I'm always hesitant to zoom in on someone depending on what they're wearing, because this is a fairly adult game and an adult sim, so who knows what I'm going to zoom in on. A little bit of a food market here, some very cool looking vendor areas. I think the main places I'm going to show you on here is one back alley, which looks pretty damn cool, the Hutt's place, the club, and the Imperial or the Empire place. So this is the Lantern. It's actually not Jabba's, but a hut, sort of. I'm not entirely sure what you'd call it, but it's a hut room, and I imagine some player is role-playing as a hut who isn't here at the moment. But you've got all the guards in here and just people hanging around, so this might be a good place to go for a little scum and villainy. And over here we have the club, adults only. I don't know what the name is of this place, but sort of go in here. It's got a lot of really cool looking sculpted mesh avatars there. Of course there's a strip pole, a bunch of people in here, you know, just doing this, that and whatnot. A random droidica, cool. But yeah, we'll probably be in here at some point. Jedi Masters don't need to know. Yeah, anyway, moving on. Two places I really want to show you. One's the Empire headquarters, or Imperial headquarters in Coruscant, and the other is this dark alley that I happened to stumble on yesterday, and it's pretty dang cool. Here it is. So what they do is they make like a, you can barely see down here, and when you go in, there you go, it's like all dark and very grim looking, and this is probably a place you don't really want to go to on your own. I imagine many people have been mugged or disposed of back here somewhere. But yeah, it's just pretty dark, pretty grim looking. I like it. Again, whoever designed this sim has done an amazing job. Okay, now, I just realised I've talked a lot about my character and backstory and taken up most of the time in this video with that, which wasn't important. So what I'm going to do is just use my camera now to travel around and show you guys some more areas here. There's this little underground place here. I wouldn't really call it underground, but underneath this little building, a little area here. Little food place, which is cool. And then if I go along here, now I forget where it is. I know that the Empire's place is somewhere. Here we go. So again, roleplay wise, they have this NPC here, as we'll call it, even though it doesn't do anything, but it will cause some sort of check. So basically it means that no one can just walk in here. You need to have, like, as it says here, DNA record, full body scan, ID check, and clearance code to enter facility. So if you're a Jedi, you're not going to get in here without being detected. Unless there's some massive roleplay where you've changed a bunch of stuff and managed to get your hand on some credentials. But this is the Imperial sort of command center on Coruscant. It looks very cool. And they've got stormtroopers all over the place doing their work. And again, textures load slow. It's just the nature of Second Life. Actually, no, that's the colour of it. Shadow Troopers, yay. And I want to say there's more to this place, if I can find it. Now, I've had a look around here before, and I've seen like players as stormtroopers just chilling, enjoying their break. So if you wanna be a stormtrooper, you can. I was tempted to, but it's like, how much do I really want to go around being a stormtrooper? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it'll make for a very good video. Anyway, I think that was the last place I wanted to show you on here. There is a lot to discover because there's a lot of very detailed little nooks and crannies to check out, which I haven't had the opportunity to do yet. So I've probably missed a whole bunch of stuff, but the more I play and, you know, do videos on this game, the more I'll be able to show you. So what we're going to do now is head back, and I'm going to travel to one of the other places. There's a couple of other places available. Can I just use that? There we go. So we're back up here. Now we want to go to the Imperial Palace. It's a small place, but I can show you it quickly. This is done really well. I'll be honest, I don't know if the Imperial Palace is located on Coruscant or if it's elsewhere, but it is very cool. So we've got the ATST here, bunch of stormtroopers hanging around. I forgot what these droids are called, but yeah, very, very cool place. Big statue here, and if we go inside, so you'll come in through here, you'll take the elevator and you will go... Sorry, I'm literally breaking the fourth wall here trying to show you. And you will end up in here, I believe. And there is the... I'm going to say Emperor. I don't know who leads the Sith faction at the moment. The last leader, as far as I'm aware, was killed. But I imagine he would be there. Anyway, if you're wondering, you know, why I'm zooming around and stuff, this is just how Second Life is. And it's a great way for me to show you. When I'm actually role-playing though, I won't be doing this. This is just the means to show you guys what this game looks like. So we're going to take this back, and I'm going to show you the last place now, which is New Alderaan. I don't know what the redemp is. Let's have a look. What is the redemp? The redemption. I'm guessing it's some sort of ship. Okay. Don't know if I'm meant to be here, but this is the ship belonging to the Alliance, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. This is basically a ship for the Alliance if you decide to be like a an Alliance soldier or anything like that. That's very cool. Very nice, very clean. I like it. Okay. So we're going to make our way to New Alderaan now. Okay, so this is New Alderaan. This is the home base for the Jedi Order, the Alliance, and I believe the Alliance government, and the Mandalorians. So first of all, the Mandalorians, I'm not entirely sure which clan it is because I've seen a few different ones walking around over here. But we've got a whole bunch of Mandalorians here, looking pretty cool. And then this is their place. It's kind of like a hunter's hall, I guess. A little Acklay head trophy, very nice. Dewback trophy. Crate dragon skull, I like it, I like it. Oh, even better, an Ewok trophy. Stuffed Ewok. Fantastic. Unless that's a real one just chilling there, I don't know. But so yeah, they got a few different things here. Some bunks. Little control room. Armaments area, armory. Medical area, the back of the tank. Very nice. So, yeah, that's where the Mandalorians are. And the other place I found Mandalorians is just chilling around over here on top of the buildings, just standing and looking brooding. They're normally pretty cool and always all about the place. So I feel pretty safe if I came here, to be honest. But yeah, this is just another little area. A bunch of Alliance soldiers and whatnot just hanging around. Again, textures are loading, you have to bear with it. It's because I'm zooming my camera around pretty quick. Nice little area inside, little place to eat. I like it. Okay, now I want to show you the Jedi Order. In fact, is this guy going to the Jedi Order? He might be. Should we follow him? Oh, he could be a while. So, through this forest, you know, you'll come across people role-playing and all sorts. In fact, this is actually a friend of mine, Nuria, a long-time friend from Second Life. I'm really glad she's still playing. Awesome person, was around in District 13. And yes, there we go. So, getting lost in the forest, of course. Here we are at the Jedi Order. Through the library of information and all sorts of goodies. And out into the courtyard here. It's pretty quiet at the moment. It's fairly early in the day when I'm recording this, but normally there'll be people here practicing, doing this, that and the other, you know. Without being close enough to hear what's actually being said, it's hard to know, but I interpret it as people sparring and training. I've seen people with the training sabers working on these combat dolls and whatnot. Dummies. And in here we've got the medical area with the Bacta tanks. Always important. Cloning terminal, maybe. Here we've got the Jedi Council room with a member of the Jedi Order, Jedi Council here at the moment. She's sporting a very, very cool looking... Is it Togruta? I want to say it's Togruta. Apologies if I got it wrong, but the Togruta species avatar looks very cool. And over here we've got just another room, a place where you can construct a lightsaber. Very nice, very nice. And yeah, I think this is where I'll be spending most of my days when I become a Jedi. If I become a Jedi. They may not want me, but we'll see. And the little sort of barracks room here, or whatever you want to call it, where you get your clothes, or where you come to slaughter younglings, depending on what you're doing. And yeah, not bad. Now, that is not the end of the talk just yet. There's one more thing I want to show, if I can find it. If I can find it. What is that? See, there's all bits and pieces all over the place that you are not really meant to see. Some of it's under construction, but yeah. Okay, there is a crystal cavern somewhere. I'm trying to find it. I'm not very good at this, so you have to bear with me. Here it is. I'm not entirely sure where the entrance is. Maybe it's here. So we'll just follow this, see if we can... Oh yeah, there we go. So you'd come up here. I would bring my avatar here, but I don't want to disrupt anyone's roleplay. So you go into here, and bosh. I know, texture's loading slow, but there we go. So we'll take a left. And I believe this is one of the things you have to do to become like a Padawan. You have to claim your own crystal. So a lot of different crystals here. Again, I can only just keep complimenting whoever designed this place. It's amazing. But can I get back to the start from here? Yes, I can. I actually want to go... There we go, follow this down. You can sort of see where I was going. Into here. See, as soon as I see red, you know I've got to go to where there's red. Gets a bit darker down here. Oh, spooky, scary face. He looks like a Sith, actually. Could be wrong. No, I don't think he is. I thought he had tendrils down his face. No, he doesn't. But yeah, again, all very well done. And this was just a quick look at New Alderaan. And again, I'll be going over more in detail as I start role-playing here. And I hope you've enjoyed this little tour that I've done. If you have any questions about this sim or how any of this works or about Second Life, feel free to leave me a comment. And again, I'm still looking for some suggestions on backstory and all that, so if anyone's got any, give me a shout. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time.